What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and welcome to another cool tech episode. And not only are we taking a look at some unique products that have come in the office to wrap up the year, but we also traveled around to some cool launch events to show you guys the new Jaguar Type 00 and their next generation of design and identity to get to know more about it at Miami Art Week, as well as seeing some more demonstrations of Apple AI as it continues to roll out to users around the world. From the PS5 30th anniversary edition that we're giving away in our gift guide series, to AI tools, one of the world's thinnest laptops, the new Mac Mini, and some coffee tech, this video probably has the biggest variety of products that I've ever had in a cool tech episode that just makes it very interesting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And as always, if you guys would like to win one item from this video, just go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below with your Instagram username, and I'll be contacting a winner directly in 2 weeks, and here are some of the past winners on screen from recent episodes. And of course, also check out my 4 holiday gift guide episodes to enter to win the PS5 30th anniversary edition, because you have until January 10th. So this right here is the Mac Mini, and I would say that it is probably the best combination of power, value, and price point when it comes to an Apple Silicon Mac for tasks that are not only for your daily productivity, but also for extensive tasks including video editing, graphics, and coding. It is just a mighty computer at its size, and it comes in at a size of 5x5, and it is a little bit thicker than the previous design, but I think it's great. For something that takes up less space on your desk, it gives you more room to have things such as an external set of speakers, for example, but it just looks incredible. But not only that, it comes with a base 16 gigabytes of unified memory with the new M4 processor, and you just get a ton to be able to work with, and you can kind of spec it up from there. They've really changed the meaning of a base model computer, and previously I would have said the first thing I would have done when it comes to upgrading a Mac configuration is to jump from 8 to 16, but now the fact that it is a base model is awesome, and it comes in at a price point that I think is great as well, and it allows you to have the option to not only have it as a permanent desktop setup, but at the size, you can pack it with you and bring it wherever you go and just connect it to an external monitor. So this right here is the Meraki Ultimate Espresso Machine, and I feel like it is what this series is all about, and that is checking out cutting edge tech in different categories. And as someone who loves coffee, I feel like this is definitely one of the most intelligently and well-rounded coffee machines that I've checked out to date. So for starters, take a look at the design. It is absolutely incredible. It has this 3-way design that I think looks awesome. You have your grinder on this side, you have your actual pump here, and you also have your milk frother, and your water tank is visible along the back. It's available in a black and white finish, but I've honestly switched over to using this machine for the past couple weeks over my La Marzocco because I just loved it so much. It makes making coffee so easy by having a dual scale system built in. It also has an automatic shot timer, so it is able to show you the amount of time to the amount of weight ratio, and it also has a temperature sensor built into the milk frother, which means you go ahead and place your milk there and your target temperature, and it will do the rest for you. Obviously, the touchscreen is like the star of the show, and it's where you control everything. You can tilt it back if you need, but that is where you do your grind as well as your brew, as well as fine-tuning any settings that you would like, and I think it is just so fun and futuristic. And they also have a coffee sense technology, which apparently uses NFC to be able to kind of have the profile for compatible bags, but that is kind of up in the air as to whether or not it will become like a solid ecosystem in the future. But I think the bottom line is this right here is an incredible value for what you get. And as I said, as someone who doesn't really like the full manual process of making coffee, I've never had more fun making my morning coffee than with the Meraki. I also always like to keep in the loop of electric mobile transportation, whether that is e-bikes or electric scooters, and this right here is the Apollo Go scooter. It is their newest refinement for 2024, and you take a look at just how sleek and well thought out it is, and there's many new safety features that have been integrated in the design of this newest model. First off, it has a big LED bar on the front, and there's even built-in turn signals and brake lights, and these are often safety features that you don't really find on an e-scooter. So especially if you're riding along at night or in the roads, you have every safety mechanism that you could imagine. And on top of that, it gives you 30 miles of range, a max speed thanks to the dual motor of up to 28 miles per hour, and it is just a perfect balance of performance, comfort, durability, and safety, and it is a very urban model. They have different options on their lineup that have features that make it more portable, as well as ones that have more range. Some of them are faster and more heavy duty, but I honestly like a manageable size scooter for daily commute that is able to cut down commute time very quickly. Riding it along the water or the seawall is especially fun if you have one around your city. And so the Apollo Go is my top recommendation when it comes to an amazing electric scooter. So if there's something that my girlfriend always complains about, it is the fact that I listen to music, TikToks, and watch TV with the volume set way too high. And this right here is an accessory that kind of solves that problem, and it is the Bravia U from Sony. I love checking out all of the amazing earbud options that Sony has. So this right here is a personalized theater for yourself. And so I go ahead and put it around my neck, and I can connect it to my smartphone or any device via Bluetooth, but most importantly, I can also connect it to my home theater system. And whether I am gaming or watching TV, I don't have to have like a headphone or an earbud. That is a much different experience than being able to just sit back and relax and enjoy your home theater, but instead, it is a very good compromise. It uses an open design, and it fires up the audio towards your ear, and it also uses spatial audio to give you that personalized home theater effect. And to be honest, I was skeptical at first. It's a product that kind of just goes around, and it feels like the distance from the ear is really far. And as someone who's tried out a lot of open concept true wireless earbuds, I just didn't think the same effect would be achievable with the Bravia U. But honestly, it works really well. The upward facing speakers sound crystal clear, and it gives you 12 hours of listening on single use, and it just kind of feels like a light version of a neck pillow that you would use on a plane. I mean, I can walk around and just have this on, not really notice it too much, and I just don't have anything touching me around my ear. So now let's go ahead and travel to Miami for Art Week to take a look at the new future of Jaguar and their first in-person presentation of a concept car, the Type 00. So Jaguar is a company that has been in the news a lot lately for their complete rebrand and overhaul of identity, and the controversy has been around just how bold and radical of a transformation it was for a company that has a long heritage of racing identity and history. But now taking a look at the future, we got to learn more about Jaguar as a brand and the Type 00, and it all started with the word mark. I would say that in person, the car actually looks incredible. It has like a very boat style design with large 23-inch wheels, uninterrupted lines, and it is also fast. It was only demonstrated in satin paint finishes of Miami pink and London blue. And when you take a look at the interior, the screens can be hidden into the dashboard when you want to for digital detox, focusing on the drive itself. This car is one that uses all natural materials, and it'll be very interesting to see what it looks like when it hits the market. But nevertheless, the Type 00 was the first evidence of Jaguar's reimagination of the brand, from the release of the branding to an actual concept car in its entirety in person during Miami Art Week, which I feel like just made a lot of sense. So this right here is the PS5 30th anniversary limited edition. I wasn't able to get my hands on the PS5 Pro or the portable or the controller on its own, but personally I don't need a PS5 because I already have a couple, so I've given this away in our holiday gift guide series, so check those out if you want to go ahead and enter. But nevertheless, as part of the cool tech, it's always fun to take a look at the limited editions and some of the little design touches and trinkets that they have added. So the first part is the color. I love the gray color scheme. It looks awesome. And I also like the touch of the original PlayStation logo, and I feel like that is the best way to do an anniversary. Nothing too crazy and nothing too loud, but subtle touches that pay tribute to the original generations. And on top of that, there's also a little cable attachment that clips the USB Type-C cable in to give you the effects of the original PlayStations and how you would plug it in with a proprietary connector. They also include a few different gifts and accessories in the unboxing experience, but honestly, for any PlayStation fans out there, I can totally understand how everyone's gone crazy for this, to the point where I actually paid resale price for this PS5 special edition. So on this channel, we talk a lot about desk setups, office setups, and productivity tools, and I feel like one category of tech that is often overlooked is printers. And I want to give a huge thanks to HP for sponsoring this video. The HP LaserJet MFP3101 SDW is an amazing laser printer that has award-winning reliability and has a bunch of tools, not only within the printer itself that is multifunction, but also an app that's able to support all of your printing needs, no matter what it is. The HP LaserJet Pro is designed for high quality laser printing, and it's a professional level laser black and white printer that is good for scanning, copying, while also having a little touchscreen that allows you to control all the different settings and preferences to not have to deal with any annoying interfaces. And I just found it to be very intuitive. Laser printers are long lasting and provide crisp and high quality prints. What I also love about it is that it is super fast. It is able to do two-sided printing at 35 pages per minute, which allows you to get a document out really quickly. There are many connection options such as USB, Ethernet, and Wi-Fi, but typically I just have it connected to the Wi-Fi, and I can count that every time I go to my laptop, my smartphone, or using the HP app. I can just select print and it's ready to go right away, and I don't have to worry about any unreliable connectivity. So if you're looking for a fast, reliable, professional, wireless black and white laser printer, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link down below if you wanna check it out for yourself. So this right here is the Honor MagicBook 14 Snapdragon Edition, and it's a computer that I saw at IFA 2024, and I mean, right off the bat, I was blown away by just how thin and light it is. It comes in at just about 1 centimeter, and it weighs at just 1 kilogram, and I mean, take a look at it. It is absolutely stunning when it comes to its design, a very clean finish to it, smooth lines around the side, and just a minimalist little Honor logo right here. In addition to that, it has a battery life of 10.6 hours because it is powered by the Snapdragon X Elite, and as you would expect out of an ARM platform, it is one that is fast and powerful with compatible apps with the option to emulate as well. Some of the other little hardware features as well is the fact that you have this crazy large trackpad that optimizes every millimeter of space, all the way to the little curvature and ridge that you would use to open up your laptop. In addition to that, you have a great keyboard that is very comfortable to type on, and you also have integrated speaker grills, and on the side, you have a full-size HDMI, USB Type-A, as well as 2 USB Type-C ports, but it actually has another little trick up its sleeve. The webcam is something that can often take up quite a bit of space on a computer, and so Honor got a little bit creative. You have a little push out right here, and there you have your webcam mechanism. And honestly, I don't really use my webcam on my computer 90% of the time, and so by doing this, they allow the screen to go closer to the edge just so it maximizes the screen real estate while keeping it thin, light, and efficient, not only when it comes to performance, but also its size. So when I need the webcam, I just pop it up right there, and then when I'm done, I just store it on the side of the computer and it clicks in, and I just love that innovation in hardware design. So for anyone who knows me, they know there's very few things that I've become completely obsessed with in my life. Right now that is YouTube and business, but before that, and even now, everything surrounding hockey is just something that I love, and I used to play player and goalie for a bit, and last year, Bauer actually sent me their latest and greatest Hyperlight skates to go back on the ice for the first time in like 10 years, and today we're checking out a tech product that has kind of revolutionized the hockey world when it comes to skate sharpening on the go and at home. This right here is the ProSharp by Bauer, and as you can see, it looks crazy. It is so well designed, it looks like something out of the future, and it takes all of Bauer's experience and innovation in the world of hockey and puts it together into a piece of tech that I couldn't really imagine at the time that I was playing hockey. And all you have to do is turn it on, connect the app to it, and you select your different types of settings, including the hollow as well as the lie. You can also switch between different attachments depending on the profiles that you personally enjoy, whether that is a 1/2 inch fine, coarse, or 3/4. And so you have your options depending on your preferences to sharpen the skates that exact way. And the best part about it is that it is extremely consistent because it is done by a machine. Once you've tuned that in, you can choose how many sharpening cycles, and as soon as you place your skate in and press the clamp button right here, it will hold it into place and have it perfectly positioned to start sharpening your skates immediately. It is honestly one of the coolest things that I've seen, and it has been a lot of fun checking out the ProSharp from Bauer. And when they reached out to me, I honestly didn't really know what it was, but I think that is what makes the series so fun. As long as it has any aspect of tech, futurism, or innovation, it is something that I'd love to demonstrate, and we always try to find the most unique products, and I feel like this is one of them. So I just reviewed the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and one of the big stories of that is Apple AI, something that I've been able to integrate into my productivity workflow. But today, we're here to learn more and talk more about it and some of the creative use cases specifically through some fun activities. Before I talk to the head of product marketing for Apple Intelligence, Kurt Knight. So one of my favorite ones right off the bat was actually taking advantage of the image playground for the first time, going through all the different templates as well as options. Before typing in an image for it to generate, we were able to see the creative capabilities not only through using some ideas that they were given to us, but also taking our own photos and having it generate an image right away from that while also adding things to it. We also built a terrarium, and it started from a drawing on the iPad Pro and then utilizing Image Playground to create a visual illustration of what it should look like before using Apple Intelligence to give us a list of instructions and care as to how we build our terrarium from scratch. I also travel a lot, and so we used Apple Intelligence to actually plan a trip on the Mac, and from starting out some of the ideas and having them listed out to having it actually create an itinerary of a city, you can get extremely detailed as to specifics of what time of year, different places that you should visit. And it's amazing just to have all of these ideas nicely listed out that have been natively built into Apple's ecosystem. Image cleanup is also a big thing, and I'm sitting in the set right now that we actually tested out image cleanup, and that is where we had objects on the table or maybe people in the background, and we were able to use Apple Intelligence to highlight the subject that you would like to remove, and it was able to magically do that instantly. We also tested out writing tools, and from there, we were able to write like an introduction, have it take a body of text and make it more professional, more concise. And I personally often have to either narrow things down or expand them. And with the power of Apple Intelligence, I think that is one of the best productivity tools. In the AI world, some people have already been playing with it for quite a while, whereas a lot of average consumers, they might just be learning about AI for the first time. What would be your recommendation for someone utilizing or implementing AI into their daily life from the start?
I think everyone's going to be different. I think Genmoji is a great example of something that a lot of people are going to start using. It's going to be one of the most used, diffusion models, AI, image generation, and we make it, and this is part of our integrated approach. If you go to your normal flow for inserting an emoji, maybe you're searching for an emoji, right there as you're typing what you want, there's a button to create that as a Genmoji. And so we've made it so visible, and then when everyone starts seeing that feature, they're gonna be like, wow, that's great, how did you do that? They'll be able to copy and add those Genmojis into their features. So I think that's a great starter for some people. I think other people who maybe are more productivity based, do more writing, I think having emails summarized is gonna be really powerful. And I think who doesn't have a ton of photos? Cleanup is going to be huge.
That's one where for the average user, it's like it's like magic. Usually you have to go like manually do it. It might take someone who has a software or experience with it, but now you can just draw around it or select, and it's instant.
Poof, it's gone. Yeah, removes distractions. Maybe that person who photobombed your photo accidentally.
Yeah, which is I guess a very common occurrence, especially like for people who travel a lot. I personally love the mail summary as well as the messages summary. But what would you say are some of the other productivity tools that really take advantage of Apple Intelligence? Writing is one of them, but I feel like AI is one of those where you continue to add different aspects of it to your lifestyle to kind of build the perfect setup.
Yeah, I mean, one of the core capabilities is really this deeper natural understanding of languages and images. And as you said, those come together in writing context, those come together in just the image context of Image Playground, Genmoji of creating images. They can also come together, right? So now in photos, if you want to find a specific photo, you can just use natural language to say what you want. Like, I'm looking for that picture of my sister. You know, last summer we were wherever we were, she was wearing that suit, and it will find that image for you, and it even works in videos. So it can find an exact frame of a video, and it's like, oh no, it's when, you know, she was dancing, and narrow it down to like, oh yeah, it's my sister dancing, wearing that thing, where she was. So incredibly powerful when you have hundreds of thousands of photos and videos to find just that needle in the haystack.
For sure. And I guess like faces are something that a lot of people use, where you can identify like people, family members, people, even pets. So I think AI continues to take that use case to the next level.
And I love it even identifies specific pets, right? It's not just find the dog.
I only have one right now, but I haven't tried. That's cool to know. What's like your specific favorite feature of Apple AI?
It is hard to pick a favorite from the children. I've been having a great time with Image Playground and Genmoji, just sending to friends and family. There's something magical about a feature that can make people laugh and smile and happy, and so just been having a ton of fun.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time. Yeah, it was nice to meet you.
Likewise.
So the next product right here is an e-bike, and it's from a company called HaoQi, which in Chinese means curious. They actually make a lot of different models of e-bikes when it comes to ones that are more for your day-to-day commute, as well as if you're looking to have some fun and go all-terrain, mountain biking, they also have an option for you. So today we're taking a look at two different models, including the Camel as well as the Cheetah, which is the sportier model. The Camel right here is a bike that looks like one that you can take on your day-to-day commute. It has a dual battery setup that is 48 volts, and it has an estimated range of about 90 to 120 miles. On top of that, it has a top speed of 28 miles per hour, which is pretty solid, but I just think it is a very practical bike. The bike itself is available in many different fun colors, and some other aspects when it comes to the actual ride comfort is you can see it has some nice suspension to it. It also has all-terrain tires, which are thicker, a more smooth ride experience. You also have safety features such as hydraulic brakes, and on top of that, it has a very bright light that is built in and an integrated turn signal on the back. The little screen on the front shows you all of your information such as your speed, your battery, and you can also shift between different gears through the 7-speed Shimano, and you can also adjust the amount of actual electronic assistance to 5 different levels. And so being able to adjust and customize your ride, whether you need more assistance or you want a more manual experience, is what makes these e-bikes so great. And this right here is really the perfect model for your everyday commute or even using for work. So when it comes to coffee tech for this episode, this right here is the Varia VS6. And I recently checked out the VS3, and that is a very popular lineup, but the VS6 is the bigger brother that has the option to actually switch the burrs inside between a flat burr and a conical burr, but at the same time, it has a 300-watt brushless motor and the ability to adjust the RPM manually between 500 RPM to 1600 RPM, depending on your preference. So it is a lot larger of a machine, it is more expensive, but it has the exact same design, amazing build, a lot of weight to it, but it also has the option to just have a lot more versatility. And if you are someone who is very into the coffee space and you're trying all these different beans that you might have purchased from around the world, and you kind of like that variation between your cup of coffees each time, this machine allows you to really experiment with that. So this right here is the Rabbit R1, and honestly I was a little bit curious because I saw a lot of reviews on the internet and I went ahead and purchased it with my own money, and we've been checking out a lot of cool AI toys. Some of them are more useful than others, and so I was very curious as to what exactly the Rabbit R1 is. And I will say, after it's gotten many updates, it seems like the functionality, the reliability, and everything has improved exponentially, but This is what I think about it. For starters, the hardware is interesting. It has a little screen on the front here, you have a camera on the back, and that is sort of like the seeing eye of this AI system. And from there, you can control it through the little rolling dial here, and it's got a very fun and well-refined interface that I think looks really good. And essentially what it is an AI assistant that you can bring with you everywhere, that you communicate through voice, but also through visual cues like the camera. So for example, I was using it to detect certain objects. And so I'd be walking around, I take it out, and I scan an item in my office that I'm just maybe not sure what it is. And from there, through the visuals, it was able to bring up what exactly it was. And on top of that, typical AI prompts such as talking to it, asking it questions, are exactly what it is made for. What is interesting about it is that it is like another device to carry. And so even though you have your smartphone that you can technically use AI tools with, this is one that is specifically focused on AI, and it's like an assistant that you can bring with you everywhere. It comes in at a price point that is very accessible, and I feel like it's like a fun tool for kids as well to be able to learn. And they've utilized the expertise of teenage engineering in the design, and that I think is a very strong part about it. I would say based on my experience, it is a fun little toy. It works for the most part, but it definitely doesn't replace a smartphone, and it'll be interesting to see how it evolves over time. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what your favorite part of this episode was down in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one.